Thank you so much for joining in and hope you're having a great time. My name is Yogesh and I'm working with this Gen AI company called Vodex AI. And sometimes I also feel proud working with this because I don't work, I help a lot of people around the globe and they feel good, us helping them and reducing the cost and, reducing the efforts in between. So, I'm going to start by sharing my screen. And in case if you have any questions in between, anything in between, you can feel free to unmute yourself or you can feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. So let me roll back to the discussion. Okay, so this is the era of AI. People are talking about how AI is going to change, how AI is going to, we are going to implement AI, how this will all will happen. So this webinar is all about how any small and medium business owner, but we are definitely focusing more on small and medium business users or business owners, that how they can save cost with generative AI. So AI is very important in doing the repetitive task. When the tasks are repeating on every day or every hour or every month basis. Next, we have understanding and engaging with customers. This is a very important benefit because we we as business owners, we cannot understand and engage with customers at a very high level. We can just understand with we can see some reports, we can do some tips and tricks, but if we really talk about understanding and engaging with customers, we have to work closely with them, for not only every hour but every second, every minute, so that if they face an issue, we are there to solve it immediately. A very good example of this engaging and understanding with customer is the support system or any support software which is using AI. So what these softwares are doing, whenever they get a request or a ticket from a customer, directly they will solve it if there is no human intervention. So that are some benefits of AI in understanding and engaging with customers. Now we talk about automating the business process. So I'll give you one very good example about so I work in sales. I really feel sales is something I can always relate to. So if we talk about automating the business process, so we'll talk in the context of sales. So previously, people were like marketing was generating leads, then there was a person who is doing pre-sales, then there was a person who is doing sales, then cold calls, then there was a person who is closing the deal, then it will went to account manager. This is a very big process. Now I have seen companies, they are really not dependent upon any what we say, any organized workflow. So they are only dependent upon a, an automatic business process where they are basically saving the time and the efforts which is involved in automating the complete sales cycle. Now if we talk about productivity, so a very good example about productivity, guys. So if we talk about Chat GPT, right? I still remember when, so I'm also a part-time writer. I write blogs and articles. I still remember to write a 100 word paragraph. It took me like 10-20 minutes, after doing research of like half an hour. But with Chat GPT, I can definitely write a whole paragraph, or I can definitely write a whole story, a whole script in just like under 1 minute. So it is also improving the productivity of any business users, even if we talk about marketing or sales or finance or anywhere. If we go support all the business departments, definitely AI is becoming a very important part. So this is a study by Forbes, and so basically Forbes are giving a study of how business owners are believing that Chat GPT can help their business. So how much they feel that Chat GPT is helping them out. So if we see in the first part, if you want to see that why important, how important is a customer for any business. So to just generate responses for customers, that is chatbots, 74% business owners are dependent, or they feel that chat gpt is something they have to use to give response to customers. 74%, like, these are very big numbers. So these business owners, they feel that ChatGPT is important for them in responding to customers. Summarizing the information, 53%. Decision making, 50%. Translate information, 47%. Generate responses to colleagues, 46%. Create content in different language, 44%. Fix coding errors. This is very important. For any technical company, coding errors are very important, and 41% Business owners are believing that chat GPT is helping them out. And the last one is generating website copy. So by seeing all these figures, we can easily understand that not only AI is helping, but AI is saving cost for all of these instances. So we'll go into our second slide. So now we are focusing more on how we can improve our sales automation and how AI can help into sales automation and how it can help any company to make that sales cycle in such a way that it gives more result and people give less efforts. So actually what we are doing with AI in sales automation is that we are actually not like eliminating human beings or eliminating any workforce here, but we are making sure that they feel good working with these tools. They feel good that they are not actually hardworking, but they are working smart. Let's say I'll tell about myself. Let's say if I'm doing 200 calls a day, every day a week, every 5 days a week, every month I'm able to do like let's say between 2 to 3 thousand calls. But what if a software comes in, eliminates my daily work with I don't have to cold call, and it gives me good leads on every day. It gives me warm leads which only I have to talk to, in a meet. So that's why it's more of working smartly that rather than working in a way where you put more efforts and you get less result. So if we look at traditional sales cycle, let's roll back 3 years back. It's about, if we see about the traditional sales cycle, it's about marketing, gathering data, doing campaigns, gathering data. Then data will then pass to a sales team. Then sales team will do cold call and cold emails. They will receive some results. And this result will never end somewhere, right? Will never end anywhere. Basically it will go to somewhere where there is not good data to prove, or not good data to to work on that results. But if we just see the sales cycle using automation, using basically AI automation. So nowadays, so this is where I want you all to focus, because this is the most important thing of this webinar. So if you see nowadays, sales cycle is completely changed using AI automation. So nowadays marketing is not actually doing gathering the data, but they are gathering intent based data, that they are gathering the right amount of audience, so that once they get the right audience, then only they convert the right customers. If we see the second point, automation tools are also targeting warmer leads. So
Yogesh, automation tools, I think that's a very, very good point, especially for someone who is doing sales. So
Mhm.
I'd love to know how AI is helping automation tools and how it can further streamline and save time for our sales folks. Because for us,
Mhm.
time is equal to money, right?
Yes,
So
definitely.
if I'm a small business person and if I have a solar business or a roofing business in the US, I don't
Mhm.
want to hire a lot of folks for closing sales because
Mhm.
I want most of it, at least 70% of the sales processes to be
Mhm.
automated, to be done by AI, and then I can hire a couple of folks in the states and I can ask them to close the deal.
Definitely. So to answer this question of yours, Vishnu, so if we talk about the automation tools, what these does, I'll give you one very good example, because we may have some people who don't have technical knowledge, or who don't have, who are business owners, but they don't want to go deep into tech. Let's say if I get 10 leads who are interested to buy my service or buy my product, but they have some questions in between. So let's say if they have some questions, they can connect this, they can drop these questions on WhatsApp, and I can use a chatbot in between, and the chatbot will answer the question, and these guys will buy my product or service. Now, second option. Let's say some of these guys don't use WhatsApp. I use email automation tool. Directly when I get the warm lead, I will drop this email to them that, hey, thank you for showing your interest. If you have any questions, and I'll clear the doubt in the email, and let's say it moves to a sale. So automation tools are basically those tools which are helping the warmer leads to get converted fast, because any warm lead that cannot be stayed warm for more than 1 or 2 days, it will loses its conversion in the future. So what automation tools are doing is helping the leads to convert fast without putting more efforts. Because if you go back like 3 4 years back, if if the lead has any questions, people are going to answer it in WhatsApp or a call or a text or an email. But now it can be totally automated, and we can just directly get the warm leads. So traditional sales cycle was 1 to 3 months, but AI sales automation cycle, any sales cycle which is using AI, we have cut down the number from 1 to 3 months to 1 to 2 weeks. So any automation sales cycle is going to use 1 or 2 weeks to complete the sale or to get the sale done, rather than traditional sales cycle which take 1 to 3 months. That is a very big difference. So now we have talked about AI in business. We have talked about how we can do, how we can implement the AI tools, and how we can, save cost in sales, how we can do this, do that. But now we are talking about the very important aspect about let's change the sales game with AI. So how can AI help us change the sales game? So we are putting a special focus on sales cycle in the webinar, so that any business owner, if we talk about any business owner, if we talk about small business owner or a medium business owner, their main focus is to get more sales or get more money in the bank, because that's how they will run their business and that's how they will grow, see the growth in the future. So if we talk about how AI can change the sales game, if you look at the first point, which is very important, which is accelerate the response time. So the response time is very important when it comes to sales. Let's say we get leads and if we call them the next day, it becomes very hard to convert those leads. Let's say if we get an inquiry, we just text those inquiries like after 6 hours. It becomes very difficult for any sales team to close those deals. So to improve the response time, AI tools are definitely working then and there, so that if they have any questions, any responses in between, it will not only help business owners get more sales, but it will also help in getting good customer retention, so that customers will not feel that they are alone in this complete system. Now, second most important part is improving communications. So if we focus on the communication side, any business, I'm not talking about business which is like Google or Microsoft, but any business, if we go start from Tesla to Mercedes to Audi to Microsoft to Google to KPMG, JP Morgan, their special focus is on how to improve the communication, because communication gap leads to losing customers, leads to losing more and more business. So communications can definitely be improved. And if we talk about chatbots, if we talk about open AI, these technologies are really helping in improving the communications. Third point is increasing the productivity. So I'll give you one very good example how I have increased my productivity. I still remember 3 years back when I was working as a writer. So, I was going here and there, different sites to write an article. It felt really hard for me to, even write one article in a day. And that's when I saw someone told me that, hey, there's a tool called ChatGPT, and you can just get the things done from there. And many of my friends were pretty amazed because they were all into tech, but they never knew that there can be a software, there can be a platform where it can generate something for me, where it can generate the results for me. So not only it improved my productivity, but if we talk about web designers, if we talk about music writers, if we talk about lyricists, if we talk about painters, if we talk about any person in this world, OpenAI and ChatGPT and any technology which is giving responses or understanding responses is helping increase the productivity and saving up to 80% of their cost that is going into the research and development. Now, fourth point is automate lead generation. So, see why who business owner or any business owner, right? Why they don't want leads when they sleep? Why they don't want leads when they are on vacation? So it becomes really important for any business owner to generate leads, but not only generate leads, but to automate the complete lead generation process. If we roll back and if we take our conversation to a perspective of to a marketing point of view, so let's say if we are running a campaign, if you're targeting real estate owners in Florida, and if we are getting good results on Wednesday, but we are getting very bad results on Friday, any AI tool can come in between and make sure that the marketing revenue, which is going to be spent, should be more on Wednesdays as compared to Friday, because Friday it's not showing good result. So there is not one campaign. Many companies run thousands of campaign on daily basis. So to keep track of this information, to keep track of these changes, AI tools are very important because they will not only do the changes, but they will also understand that when to do the changes. And if we follow the first 4 points, automatically we have the cost reduced. I'll go to my next slide. And
Yogesh,
this is
one point I like to stress here, that
sure,
the
Vishnu.
AI is not biased. Like, it's not a human, so it's not limited by emotions, faith, and prejudice and history, or
Mhm,
likeness or dislikeness. So
mhm,
you have the data which is completely neutral, which
mhm,
is completely objective. So
mhm,
you can trust the data completely, and the action, you don't need to even worry about the action. So it'll put down the data for you, and it'll take a series of action on it. You just have to write prompts, or you just have to command it. So
mhm,
again, it depends on you as a user. How do you utilize it? To
mhm,
what extent you utilize it, and for
mhm.
what you utilize it.
Definitely. And Vishnu, I think it's really important. That's really good thought that you had. So we are really talking about, we are not talking about AI replacing any system, but we're talking about taking help from someone which is not a human being. So let's say if we are a group of 10 people in a company, and every day our 3, 4 hours is going into doing certain tasks which AI can do. So why don't we use AI in doing those tasks? And every person in the team of 10 people is saving 3 hours a day. That is 30 hours a day and 90 hours, that 900 hours in a month. So we can definitely utilize those 900 hours in making sure that our business is running more properly and making sure that we are investing that some amount of time in something very important. So
Absolutely,
AI is
absolutely.
basically not replacing the the complete landscape of how business is running, but AI is helping on saving the time. See, time is very important, very crucial for any business owner. And if they are able to save at least, so I had this discussion. I'll tell you one good story. So I have this client which is James, and he lives in Florida. He is having a real estate business in Florida, and he was spending 16 hours a day. You won't believe, but he's spending 16 hours a day in just managing the incoming leads and transferring those leads to its sales team. But he have just used an AI software, and with that software he's saving 6 hours every day in getting those good leads to the sales team, like which he feel it is good. So he's just approving and sharing the leads without him directly going into between. So now he's utilizing the 6 hours daily that what he have saved into something very important. So he have saved 6 hours, and he have also saved 6 hours where he can invest those 6 hours into creating something or talk more about how he can grow his business. And if we talk about Vishnu, I want to tell you one more thing. Any business owner, and I don't want to tell only to Vishnu. So every people who are there in this webinar, every business owner, not according to me, according to Gartner, they are spending 16 to 18 hours every day in managing their business. And any human being who is spending 16 to 18 hours in their business is not only bad for their health, but it's actually bad for their future growth also, because they are spending a lot of amount of time which can be saved. So we are talking about the time which can be saved with the tools. With they actually don't need to do worry about going directly and doing the task in between. They can use certain tools, and they can utilize the time, and they can save this big chunk of time. So in sales also there are different type of AI tools. So we have prospecting tools, we have enabling sales enabling tools, we have conversational AI tools, and we have close and follow up tools. So prospecting tools are those tools which are basically generating the leads, or doing the prospecting, let's say doing cold emails, cold calls, doing email marketing, prospecting, or different type of prospecting in any form. So prospecting in any form is a AI prospecting tool. Now we have sales enablement tools. So these are tools which is actually enabling the sales again and again. So if we have 1,000 customers, and we need to make sure that these 1,000 customers are happy, we are solving their doubts and queries. So sales enablement tools are making sure that these customers are happy, and we don't really need to go between in between, giving a lot of time to it and just making them happy. And there are big players. So we have dynamic 365 sales insight, which is by Microsoft. So when we use this words, that Microsoft is also a part of us, is basically creating a sales enablement tool. That is very much important. Then we have close and follow up tools. This is actually a new industry, closing and follow up, but this is used in companies where the ticket sizes are low. Let's say $500, $600, $1,000. I under $1,000, if there are products, they can depend upon AI also to close and follow up the deals, or to basically get the money from the clients. And just to give you a rough idea, 60% of the deals in any company never get closed because people have not done the follow up at the right time to them. So not only we are doing the follow up at the right time, but we are also closing the deals at the right time. Now, guys, and people who are there in the webinar, a very important part of this webinar, conversational AI, because that is why I am here. So conversational AI is a really new technology, and so this is something new. So 2 years back, people were not talking about conversational AI. 2 years back, people were not talking about can a AI can definitely can talk, or can he speak with the customers, or can he come in between. But now it is very much possible. You can save a lot of your pre-sales cost, you can save a lot of your sales cost with conversational AI. So conversational AI is basically an AI doing the conversation with the client. So it can be conversation from a form of text, it can be a form of email, it can be a form of WhatsApp message, it can be a form of calls, and any conversation form, it can be done with AI. Next slide. And this is where we talk more about conversational AI landscape. So what is conversational AI, and what type of conversational AI is existing in the market? So we have voice bots. Voice bots are basically people speaking with the bot and bot replying, and it can be in a form of text, it can be a form of speech, but that will be more of a generic kind of system, where it will be just answering what it needs to be answered without any understanding of any data. So just answering what the preset information is there. And if we divide those three columns that we have right now, so we have no code tools, we have code based tools, we have text to speech tools. So we also have NLU tools, which is natural language understanding, and we have open source tools as well. So no code tools are basically for people who don't have any technical knowledge. And I'll give you one very good example. So most of the business owners don't have knowledge in the tech side, or they don't want to go into deep tech. They want to use something no code and which is very easy to use. And that's where no code tools come into the part. And then we have code based tools. So if someone is a techie guy and he wants to focus more on code based tools, do more API connectivity integrations and everything, then they are code based tools. Then we also have text to speech tools and NLU tools, which are a bit more technical as compared to no code or code based. But definitely, if you are a business owner which is just starting up, you can go with no code tools, which are very easy to use and very cost saving. You can save a good cost also, because they are not very expensive.
So, folks, these are just examples of companies
Mhm.
and big companies who are trying to invest in AI for that matter, and be it the conversational AI or generative AI, right? So, Yogesh, I think you can go to the next screen,
Definitely.
just
And
giving them examples of companies.
definitely. So this screen is all about the very important part of why Vishnu I am here, and why Vodex is here, and how we are going to reduce the cost. So how Vodex AI is reducing the cost, right? So from the starting of the webinar, we're talking about let's reduce cost, save cost. But how exactly Vodex AI is helping in reducing the cost? So Vodex AI is a generative AI platform which will do the phone calls for you, which will not only do the phone call, but will act as a person who is going to talk with your customer, and will make sure that whatever conversation you want with your customer, that can be done. So I will just stop sharing my screen and move to the platform. So everyone, I will now take you to the Vodex AI platform, and I will tell you what is this exactly. So can anyone confirm me? Vishnu, can you confirm me that can you see my screen?
Yes, Yogesh, it's fine.
Perfect. Perfect. That's great. So, everyone, this is our platform. This is our hard work of our team, and this is this is where we are, creating a change in this AI landscape. So, this is our platform, which is Vodex AI, and it is an outbound AI calling system, where basically we are creating a sales enablement software where any company can use Vodex to to reduce cost in the sales and to do more of this, conversational generative AI calls with their customers. So everyone, Vodex AI is this is not a very technical product, or this is not a very technical software which business owners are using. So business owners are using Vodex to interact with their customers and to make sure that the customers are happy. And if they need any help over a phone call, or if they need any text in between, or if they have lots of leads which they need to work on, they can use Vodex to interact with those guys and those customers, and without them directly giving a real-time call. The best part about this webinar is I am going to use Vodex in front of you. I am going to real-time talk with an AI agent, and you can also feel that what type of conversation we are talking about. So this is our dashboard. Vortex dashboard is very simple. So you can have your credits, you can have something on hold, you can have your total call cost, and you can have your remaining minutes. And so the best thing I like about Vodex is that Vodex definitely don't charge for failed calls. It only charge for the connected calls. So failed calls, invalid numbers, and anything which is making sure that a call is getting failed. Vodex doesn't charge for that, and that's why if we talk about small and medium business users, they are they don't want to spend big chunk of money in investing using any software. So this is where they can use it in a very economical manner. And if you run any campaign, you can also check that what happened in the last 7 days of running campaign. And another best thing I like about Vodex is that it doesn't have any upfront charges or any hidden charges or anything where you need. So, so there are companies, what they do, they make sure that, you sign up with them, but they come up
I
with an
answer.
extra cost. They come up with, any, let's say, setting up a prompt, or, if you need any help in between. So Bob, if you have any questions in between, I think you have a question. Bob, if you have any questions, you can directly jump in. No problem. Okay, no problem. I think Bob had a question in between. So yeah. So guys, we are talking about the how it can help reduce costs, and how the Vortex is not charging in the failed calls, and we are only charging the connected calls. So this is a very simple platform. So not only Vortex, but if you use any Gen AI platform which is doing the conversation, it will be the same only. We go to project. So this is the favorite industry that I have, real estate, because real estate is a very big market in the US, and it's generating lots and lots of revenue for any company out there. If we go to click selecting a real estate bot, so this is where we have a name of the agent and organization name and greeting message. And if we want to drop a voicemail, we can do that as well. I'll just make it Bob for you. Yeah, I'll just make it Bob for you. So this page, it's all about the information. So the AI will understand the information and will come up with convincing the customer and asking the qualifying questions. This is where it's about the rules. So AI is very powerful. It can definitely go here and there. So just to make sure that it works according to our needs, we are adding some rules in between to make sure that it doesn't go out of the context. Then we have one more option where we can directly chat with the bot. So this is where it is done. And this is where the audience tab. So this page is where you can put your leads and place it here, and transfer it here, and to make sure that the AI will talk with your leads and without you coming in between. Directly, it will give you the responses. So I'll have the audience already set up. I'll just let's share my audience. So this is the audience where you have a name, the phone number, the first name, last name, and the first name, last name, and the phone number. But if you want to use it with if you want to use with, like, let's say, your CRM, or if you want to drop an Excel file, you can do that as well. And that's why it is also making sure that not only any person who is a technical guy can use this software, but any non-tech person can also use the software with just using an Excel file. Now we'll go to campaigns. So campaigns are basically use cases for any company or any person who is using Vodex. So there can be multiple use cases. It can be getting leads transferred. It can be generating more leads. It can be getting more customers, talking to existing customers. Any use case. So we can have definitely we can have a use case, and we can get those audiences from our audience tab. We'll click close this. So before doing the phone call, this is where I want you all to focus, and this is where the AI is basically saving the time and cost. So this is called a call transfer option. So call transfer option means that, let's say I am doing 300 calls in a day, but I am not doing, AI will do the 300 calls. And those 300 calls, if it gets qualified, if it gets transferred, if it gets qualified, it can get transferred to me and I can directly talk with a warm lead. I don't need to do those 300 cold calls. I will directly talk to the one right guy who's interested in buying my product. So not only I'm saving my time, but I'm always getting the one right customer out of those 300 leads, which I feel that, it was very hard for me to work. Now we have lots of voices, and this is where the caller ID feature. So most of the times when we trigger a lot amount of calls in US or any country, we can see that the caller ID might gets us, flagged as spam, or people don't like those numbers. So we can also set up our own caller ID here. We can use our own number to make sure that we definitely not only look genuine, but we also not only we sound genuine, but we also look genuine when we do a call. Then there are small business owners who use Twilio and Plivo. They can also bring their own carrier and integrate here. So this is about the system. And now coming to the most important part, I will trigger a live call to me, and this will be an AI which will talk to me. And this is an AI who is going to sell a house to me. So let's see how it goes. And if you have any questions, you can drop into the comment box or you can unmute yourself. So I'm just doing a phone call to me. So you can see that I'm getting a phone call.
Hi, Yogesh. Can you provide me 30 seconds to tell you the reason why I called?
Yes, sure. Please.
Thank you for your time, Yogesh. I'm calling from Florida Real Estate Group, and I wanted to discuss how we can assist you in finding your dream property in Florida.
Okay.
Are you interested in buying any property, such as a single-family home, condo, or investment property?
I'm interested to buy a condo.
That's great. Condos can be a fantastic investment in Florida. What are your preferred locations or neighborhoods in Florida?
Do you have something near Tampa or near the beach side?
Absolutely. We have several listings in Tampa and near the beach. What features or amenities are essential for your ideal condo?
So I'm looking at two-bedroom condo with a pool, a swimming pool.
That sounds perfect. We have a few options that match your preferences. What is your budget range for purchasing a condo?
So my budget is $200,000.
Okay, so your budget is around $200,000. Are there any specific timelines or deadlines you need to consider for your real estate transaction?
So I need to buy this home in next 1 month. I hope you can help me out.
I will work diligently to find you a condo that meets your needs within that time frame. Based on our discussion, are there any properties or neighborhoods that caught your interest?
No, that's great. I just want to see the properties that you have.
Certainly, Yogesh. Would you like to schedule property viewings or virtual tours to explore your options further?
Let's do the property viewing.
Fantastic. Which day and time works best for you?
Okay. So let's do Friday, 3 p.m.
All right, I'll go ahead and schedule property viewings for you on that. Please provide me with your contact information so that our team can reach out to you and confirm the details.
Perfect.
All right, I'll go ahead and schedule property.
So yeah, it was a really good call, and it might feel that it was going out of the context when I was giving a calendar invite, because we don't actually have a calendar here. So this is just a generic call that I did. But what happens after a call? So this bot convinced me to see a property on Friday. This bot is interested. This bot is knowing that I am interested in buying a property, and I want to buy a property, and I'm really available at Friday. So let's say if I'm not getting any call from the team, the bot can also call me and ask me that, can we schedule a property appointment, and can we do an appointment? Can we set up a Google Meet or anything like that? So this is the power of AI, that not only I got a call, but the AI is getting good information that this is the person who's interested in buying a property in Florida, and maybe any company can get like 5 to 10,000 of amount dollars of profit with me working with me, and if I buy a home with them, and barely, if you see the cost, so barely I have spent it 42 cents in getting that lead, and this is actually a bit more, but we also have plans where we charge very less. So I'll also show you what happens after a phone call. I'll click on this option. So this is where we can see that whatever I've discussed with the bot, it comes in a conversational format. So that not only me, but anyone from my team can actually go out and check what happened in the call. And if you want to see a summary, we can, roll back and see the summary as well. Like, if you can see the summary, it tells that I'm interested in buying a 2 bedroom condo and my budget is $200,000 and I need to buy a condo within next month. So this is actually not storing the information, but this is actually making sure that if next month I'm not going to, this month I'm not going to buy, so next month it can also call me back and ask me that, hey, can we go ahead this month? So this is the power of AI, and this is not replacing me, but this is making sure that my sales team are very happy, and they are not getting flooded with leads and which they don't know what is the leads about. So this is about the platform. And so any one of you all, like, do you have any questions? If Feel free to ask me, or you can unmute yourself or ask. Yeah. So Vishnu, if you want to trigger 10,000 calls in one day, let's say, so not only one day, it is possible for us to trigger 10,000 calls in 2 hours also. So that is the power of generative AI, that any human, let's say me, I've worked more than 3 years in, doing outbound calls. I cannot do more than 200 calls on a daily basis. So if we need to do 10,000 calls every day, we need a team of 20 people, okay, that will do this 10,000 call, and that is also not guaranteed. Maybe some will do less, some will do more. So that is the thing that Vodex is doing. So it is saving costs, and it is making sure that directly the business owners are getting qualified leads.
All right, all right. Thank you, Yogesh.
I think Joe is also having a question. So Joe, Bob, if you have any questions, you can directly speak. You are unmuted.
Okay, Yogesh, I do have a quick question.
Mhm.
If in the conversation I wanted to text a document afterwards, so like, hey, Yogesh, would you like me to forward your document,
Mhm.
text it to you? Can we do that?
Yes. So Bob,
We
here
can,
we are
okay.
talking about API integrations. So these AI tools, they are very comfortable. I'm not talking only about Vodex, but every AI tool. So what you can do, you can make sure that you can integrate Vodex with your CRM or any A tool with the B tool and perform the changes that you want. So if Vodex gets a trigger that people are asking a document, you can send that trigger to your CRM, that will trigger your database and will forward that information to your client at what he want. So you can do a lot of things with AI, but you can also customize those things.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. And Bob, why don't you tell me that what business you're coming from? And
Real estate.
Oh, real, that's nice.
Real,
Which
yeah,
part of the state you're doing?
right. Real estate and mortgage.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah, so I do it all over the US. Oh, actually, I do it in the US and I work in 5 other countries. India is one of them. So
That's great. And Bob, just to give you one insight here. So India and China are the highest AI adoption countries,
okay.
apart from US. So US is the first, which is adopting most of the AI. But apart from US, India and China are seeing a rapid increase in adopting AI.
I do have a question.
Yeah. Please, Joe. Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so there's going to be a few things that we want Vodex AI to be able to do. One of them's going to be we want during the conversation to send a link to the customer saying, hey, if I send you a link, could you complete this task? Will that be a capability that it can do?
So, Joe, this capability is very essential when it comes to ticket bookings. So, I think you're relating to a. So, what context you're relating this call to? Like which business?
It's going to be insurance.
Insurance business, yeah. So, let's say if we call our insurance clients and you have to pay some amount, right? So, what we can do, again, going back to the discussion, with Vodex or with any AI, good AI company or AI tool, they give REST APIs. So you can perform different type of task with API by integrating Vodex APIs to, let's say, Salesforce or HubSpot, or if you are using any other tools or any other softwares. So you can do this. So there is a very good CRM called Go High Level. There is a CRM called High Level, and with High Level you can do lots of changes in the workflow, in the use case. And with Go High Level, and with, if you have a team of developer or if you have some technical knowledge, you can definitely achieve that. So the AI don't have any limitations. You can do n number of things with AI, and
And
in fact, Vortex is also coming up with like lots of features.
And yeah, Joe. So Vishnu, yeah, Joe. I also want to answer that. Yes, we can certainly integrate with SMS for now, and
Mm.
also on WhatsApp. So that is completely possible, right? And
Okay.
since I know I've been, me and Joe, we've been having conversation for about a month right now. So I think we are pretty good there. Joe, any questions from your end, and any other question for that matter?
Well, the integration of the ability to send a link is going to be something that we're going to want to be able to take advantage of. Also, we want to be able to email a link and text a link to a customer. Now, I will have their email addresses and I will have their phone numbers. It might be good if we can say, hey, you said you wanted me to email that link to you. I just want to verify the email is Joe at Champion Family Insurance. And the customer would, say, you could verify yes or no, or, send it to a different one, something like that.
Yeah, sure. So I think that functionality could be something that could help, like most of the businesses that are here with us right now. This is something that we are working on, Joe. And soon we want to cover each and every medium that is out there. So we give you as many options as possible, right? So if your customer is missing out on one option, there you go, have another option. So I think we are good there.
And
Okay.
and Joe, just want to clear this doubt of yours. I think you are having that feeling, and not only you, every business owner in US is having that feeling, that how far can AI go? Let me tell you, AI is. I think we have Henry coming in. So thank you, Henry, for joining in the meeting. Henry is also now with us. So Joe, coming back to your questions that you're asking about the limitations of an AI tool, that how far it can do or complete a task. Let me tell you, AI is nothing right now. All the companies, in fact, Microsoft, Google, or JP Morgan, or all the big names, they are investing big chunk of money into researching in AI. And we as Vodex, which is a conversational Gen AI platform, generating AI in the calls, this is just nothing. So we are also investing a lot of amount into tech and lot of amount into making sure that it comes with an extent where it can directly close the deal, or it can directly talk with the person with a good extent, and it can come up with lots of features. So Joe, what is happening right now is nothing. In just matter of 1 or 2 year, you will definitely see a good amount of change that can be happened in AI.
Okay. What about live transfers? Will that be something that Vodex can do?
Yeah, live transfer we definitely do right now. So let's say if I call 300 people, and those 300 people, I feel like I get like one person who is interested in buying my product, I can directly get a call from that one person to me. So I can directly transfer that call to me, and I can make sure that I directly talk with the person who's interested in buying the product, rather than I doing a cold call. So I am not doing any cold call or and reaching out my leads, and but my system is reaching out and it is forwarding that lead to me, and I'm directly talking with the prospect.
Great. Thank you.
And this also helps in conversion. So the better the lead quality, it also comes up with a good conversion. So guys, this is about the webinar, and I hope you all felt good, and I hope you all understood the challenges and the upcoming features that coming with AI. and how AI is going to reduce the cost. And as a business owner, I also want you all to save that cost. I also want you to to see this landscape, to see what is happening in the world, and you all can also make sure that you are also saving some amount, and can utilize those amount into like getting more leads, or doing more marketing, or if you want to travel also. So guys, if you have any questions, you can again unmute yourself, or we'll move to the ending part.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask if you could send a recording of this meeting to my email when we're done, because I unfortunately had to log in a little late. I apologize for that.
Definitely. Joe will do that. And if you want, we can also personalize a demonstration call for you, but we'll share the recording. And thank you so much,
Yogesh,
guys, for people for joining in.
Yogesh,
Yeah.
Vishnu here, you've been giving examples over examples and examples, right? So before we all bid farewell right now, I just did one thing. I just went to ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT to write me a witty joke about AI and what it has written, So ChatGPT says, "Why did AI break up with its girlfriend?" And it says because she couldn't handle its complex algorithms and kept getting stuck in an infinite loop of arguments. Isn't that true with humans also?
So I feel it can be or it cannot be true with humans. But let me tell you, let me be very transparent with you, Vishnu, and the team. So AI will never replace humans, right? Humans are very smart. And I don't think, because we created AI. So we are just making sure that AI is going to help us in our daily tasks. It saves our time, it saves our money, and it gives good amount of growth. So what growth we are achieving in next 10 years, we are going to achieve it like next 2 years. So I think we should take AI in such a way, Vishnu, that it's going to help us, and it's going to help us everywhere.
Thank you, Yogesh. Yogesh, you've been very wise, and thank you for sharing us with your wisdom. And yes, I think we are all of us on the same page when we say AI is not going to replace humans, but it's going to help us to be better. It's going to
Mhm.
empower us to be smarter. It's going to make us to be more, wise and fair and knowledgeable. So I
Mhm.
think that's where we are headed, to a better, safer, more fair world where results and decisions are made on data and not on prejudices and judgments and personal biases. So I
Def-
think that's a good note to end this webinar. I'd say when it comes to AI, it depends on you how you use it. I'd never personally blame any AI for that matter, because it could be used in a good way, it could be used in a bad way. At the end of the day, we are the drivers, and we need to make sure we utilize this beautiful technology to its potential, at the same time respecting others' personal spaces, beliefs, and anything the other person is standing for.
Definitely.
So, thank you all for joining this, and it was a really, really, really lovely session. I
Mhm.
would love to do this once again.
Thank you so much, and it felt really good interacting with you. And yeah, yeah. Have a nice one. Bye.